Today we're ranking the last 50 albums that I reviewed on this channel. All right, we do this kind of like quarter annually. Is that a word? I've been working on this list for like the past week, because for some reason every time I do another ranking it gets harder. We have a lot of new releases, we have a lot of classics, so all right, be seeing how, you know, those stack up against each other. I'm excited. Just putting this together was a struggle, but you know what? I'm here. If there's an album here that you didn't catch the review on, it might not even be on YouTube. It might just be on Patreon. Legit, strictly based on like favoritism, and you know, some records I just cannot put over others, just on a list in general, because it just looks stupid. But like it's mostly subjective. If you want to catch the whole uncut versions of my reviews, that'll be over on my Patreon. You'll check that out. All right, if you want to see some movie reviews. Coming in at 50, I have Lorde, her new record Virgin. I love melodrama, so I was going into this with high hopes, high expectations, to be honest. I think I had my expectations a little bit too high. I haven't heard Solar Power yet, but from what I understand, it's better than Solar Power, but not as good as melodrama. The problem I have with this record is just the production just kind of falls short at the tail end of songs. The best part of the song is like the last 15 seconds, and then it ends, and then I'm just pissed off because my favorite part was on and then the song ended. That's not to say though that this record does not have its standouts. All right, I think Man of the Year is great, Favorite Daughter is good, favorite track is probably David, Yes, with Bias. Next I have Playboi Carti's Music, highly anticipated hip-hop record for the past few years. I'm a Carti fan. I was a day one Whole Lotta Red defender. All right, you was not out there on the front lines. You just started listening to Stop Breathing months later. No, I was there on night one. All right, where were you on Christmas Day? 30 songs is ridiculous. 30 songs is ridiculous. It's way over an hour. It's like an hour and 16 minutes. It's like 30 songs. Like, that's just ridiculous. I mean, there's no doubt that he has highlights on here. You know, if you trim down the track list to like 10, 15 of its best songs, I think you have a pretty good album. But I hate the filler. I don't know if he'll ever be on the level he was during the Die Lit period. I think if he wanted to, he could, but it's just he's in this new direction right now with his deep voice persona. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I still love tracks in that field though, like K-pop, Evil Jordan, HBA, you know, the ones that everyone likes. The Kendrick features are dope, and you know, The Weeknd on Rather Lie is really good, but I feel like the record just could have been cut down a little bit. I think I have it above Lorde because I actually listened to that record. Like, I think I've returned to it a shameful amount of time. Doechii, you know what? She was getting a lot of hate during the time when I was listening to this. I don't know if it was because of the Timeless remix that she did that got me wanting to listen to this. You know, she still gets a lot of hate today. But this record, it's not that bad. I think that she has a lot of potential in a lot of different areas in hip-hop, whether it's that boom bap shit or like those smoother R&B cuts. You know what I mean? And she has her own sound that she's carving into. But I think that, you know, she's in a lot of different lanes right now. And I do want to see her kind of go in on one specific one for now. Best moments on this record is when, you know, she's getting kind of introspective, and you know, the later on melodic cuts towards the end of the record I love a lot too. I think she has a great voice. Next is OK Lou with Choke Enough. I'm glad that I got to check this one out. You know, I was hearing a lot of buzz about it, and I was curious. You know, I heard it was a little bit ethereal, so I was like, you know what, I like that vibe, especially in a pop-centric way. So I do gotta say, I think that there's some aspects of this record that I did want more out of. But for the most part, I didn't hate a single sound on this record. It was incredibly entrancing for the most part. That track with Blade and Underscores are amazing. Our features do come through on this record. I think the short little interludes that are like less than a minute or like just barely a minute are actually my favorite part of the record. Next, I got Justin Bieber's Swag. If I'm keeping it real, I've listened to this record this summer a crazy amount. Ever since it came out, this record has been on repeat. I'm not gonna lie, man. Devotion with Dijon. I love the hand that he has in this record. There is a lot of 80s inspired sounds on like the intro and tracks like Too Long, which I think is a highlight off their album. The Drewski skits, I admire them. I don't know if they're for me, and I don't know if they're gonna age well, but I think it's funny. To me, the album is a good time. If you hate it, you know, just go have fun. Just go have fun. You know what I mean? It's not that deep. Next, I have Beck with Odelay. All right, we're at 45 now. I'm gonna raise the tier All right, I don't know what tier we're on now. I don't know what it is, but we're raising it. All right, next I have. I'm impressed with this guy. All right, to be honest, I am. I'm impressed with this guy. I like how versatile this record is. But low key, bro, I just don't go back to it. I don't really have a track off this that I've been returning to ever since I've listened to it. It's unfortunate. I admire tracks like where it's at, you know, for being what it is, but it's just not my cup of tea personally. You know what I'm saying? If it was my way, I'd put the Bieber album. I am keeping it. I am keeping it not entirely subjective. I'm trying to be at least a little bit objective here, just so we can have fun. But you know, you know what? Come on. Next is Black Country New Road with Forever How Long. All right, this is a good album. I think automatically this record is underrated. I don't know why people are going hard on it. I think it's carried by the highlights like Horses and, you know, For the Cold Country. The story on Nancy Tries to Take the Night is amazing. All right, I love that track. I love that songwriting. You know, for the most part, I think the highs on this record do carry it. And I'm not counting them out just because Isaac left the band. The instrumentation on here is still amazing. You know, that gentle male vocal over that electronic production, that indie sort of deal. Vocally, not my deal. You know what I'm saying? On the first half of the record, Such Great Heights. I know I recognize that Lil Peep sample from somewhere. That's a great song. Tracks like Sleepy. It's a relatable track. All right, that great one, great song, and comforting record. You know, I can't really say anything bad about the production at all. I think it's almost perfect in that way. Next is The Suburbs by Arcade Fire. I'm actually making it a point to return to this record right after first listen more than I did with Funeral. Because with Funeral, I listened to it, I loved it, and then I just like, I don't know why, it just kind of fell off the face of the earth for me. I mean, it's just a fucking solid indie rock record. It's just a fucking solid indie rock record. It is a little front loaded, but I mean, we definitely end off crazy with Sprawl 2. All right, Rococo, I love also. I think I do enjoy the guitar work on this record more than I do on Funeral, but I think Funeral is a little bit more, you know, delivered in a more neat way. I do see how one might call this record inconsistent and messy, but me personally, I'm fucking with the sound on this for the most part. All right, next up I have Let It Be. Low key, bro, I'm a fucking Let It Be enjoyer. I'll say it right now, I don't care. I'm a Let It Be enjoyer. I like this album. I think more than the average individual. I don't love it, but it has Across the Universe. It has Across the Universe. I cannot shit on this record. If it didn't have that, oh boy, it would be probably tracks like Dig a Pony, like Maggie May. You know what I'm saying? I don't love those tracks, but I don't think just because those tracks are on the record, it should take away from the quality of this album. You know. Plus, it has Let It Be too. It has Let It Be. Let It Be what? You know what I mean? To my understanding, Brian Wilson was going through a little bit of a tough period during the making of this record, so some of the members did pull his weight a little bit, meaning that naturally the record is a little bit worse because Brian Wilson is a genius. His contribution doesn't really come until the last two songs of the record, and it's definitely shown. All right, those two songs, Chef's Kiss. All right, that's an amazing tracks. I don't want to fully take away the credit from some of the other band members. I think the intro was pretty good. Disney Girls was a pretty heartwarming track, although the lyrics are kind of cheesy. But yeah, the final track, title track, banger. Next one I have is Panda Bear's Sinister Grift. I enjoyed this record more than I thought I was going to, you know, especially when you compare it to the other Animal Collective records. I think it definitely holds up. It's psychedelic as always. Speaking about Beach Boys, I think I finally started to hear the Brian Wilson influence on this record as well. Anywhere But Here fucking kills me till this day. Definitely a record that I recommend, but I don't think his vocal style is for everyone. Speaking about someone whose vocal style is not for everyone, this brings me to my next pick. Lingua Ignota with Caligula. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong. I think I definitely am. My respect for her for even making this kind of music in the first place because it is so emotionally devastating, you know, is off the charts. I don't know how she, you know, had the strength to even make this fucking record. There's a few times on this record where she even purposely contorts her vocals in a way where it sounds ugly. I mean, the fact that she even wants to do that in the first place is crazy. I would compare this record to like that one movie that like you watch once and it changes your life and then you never want to see it again because of the dark themes that are in it, you know. So I'm having a hard time returning to this record. It definitely changed my perspective on things. 37, I got Modest Mouse. This Is a Long Drive was for someone with nothing to think about. At first I enjoyed this record a lot more than the Lonesome Crowded West. I'm not too sure if I still do. I think I just had a bias at the time. Dramamine is their best song though, no doubt. One of the best songs I've heard this year. I just think I just fuck with the story so much and how, you know, you just want to get in that car and fucking go, bro. You just want to get in that car and just drive with no destination, nowhere to go. All right, but eventually your path is going to lead you back home. Vocally, a lot of moments on this record are still tough to me to stomach till this day, but this is a great record. Next, I got Billy Woods. Love the production on this record, mainly in the front half of it. I think it does kind of fall short in the second half, but I love the samples on it. I feel like a lot of moments on here are just actually ripped straight out of a fucking horror movie. I mean, the first track is called Jump Scare, and that track is a jump scare. It certainly fucking it certainly makes me a little scared. It makes me a little scary. All the features on here deliver. Everything about this record is great. If you're looking for something to really scare the hose, really clear the room more than a bad fart. I mean, this my favorite track is probably Waterproof Mascara. I can't get that one out of my head. It's horrifying. Next is Deaf Heaven and Lonely People with Power. This record is kind of like if someone walked up to me on the street and gave me and like just threw a 3,000 dumbbell at me and was like, "Here, catch this shit." Vocally, I don't know if this band will ever be for me. The screaming, I don't know if I can really do the screaming at the end of the day. Black gaze elements of this record, it's just, they're so beautiful to me. They're so hypnotic. The fact that we can even get that contrast of this dude fucking screaming his ass off, and then with the instrumental behind him, I don't know how they do it. I think I actually like There Existed an Addiction of Blood over this record, just very slightly. But I don't know how they get even scarier on this one. Yeah, I didn't think that it was possible. I think Enlacing is their best song by a substantial margin. The bass on that track is holy fuck. Holy fuck, that shit knocked my socks off. I'm still in disbelief that this is the dude from Hamilton. I think about that every time I listen to one of these songs. Which, I don't know if I should. Alright, next up I have the Mars Volta with Francis the Mute. Vocally, when he starts going crazy, I kind of just start thinking of like an anime opening. I feel like the music would go well with that. But the longer tracks on this record, the ones that are all over like 10 minutes, plus that one track that's kind of like related to the record that came out before, that you're supposed to listen to like before the intro. Everything is just so intricate and crazy. Plus, there's some like scary, haunting, ambient moments on this record too that I enjoy a lot. So, this is something that I'm gonna have to age with for sure, so I can fully understand it more. And I think Miranda is my favorite song by them, to keep it real. Next is a record by I guess the sister band at this point, because it's the same vocalist. Relationship of Command. Some real fucking headbangers on this boy. I knew that with the intro that this would completely electrify me. I was not expecting to like these songs more than a majority of the Mars Volta stuff, but I think I low-key do. The guitar work on here is fucking phenomenal. I just keep returning to the first half of this record a bunch. I'm kind of exhausted towards the end, and that's a personal issue. Next I have Seeking Darkness by Hiremic, right? Maybe? AKA Paranormal. I've only heard one Paranormal album, so I did not know what to expect going into something made by his alias. But this was fucking nuts. Alright, it's exactly 60 minutes, it's 1 hour. The record does take inspiration from, post-rock bands like Godspeed You Black Emperor. Alright. Whatever other. To me, this record peaks like halfway through. I think that's a cold take. But this record just hit me like a fucking bus. I was not expecting him to really go that fucking crazy on here. I think he does great in this lane. I would like to see more stuff from him post-rock wise, but we'll see what happens. Next is Swans Birthing. Alright, speaking about post-rock, we're back here. This in itself has so much meaning to it regarding, Michael and his family. I feel like I've gotten to know this record a little bit more when it comes to, those kind of meetings and the use of his daughter on a track. But yeah, this record is just as hypnotic, just as satisfying as the other records. So that in that regard, I think I do enjoy this one a bunch. I don't know if I like it more than the Seer. I might like it more than the Seer, but not as much as Glowing Man. 29, I got Little Sims, Sometimes I Might Be Introvert. Blew me the fuck away. Her wordplay is absolutely ridiculous. The production on the intro track, Introvert, fucking automatically made me know that this record was gonna be peak. Alright, followed up by her wordplay on Women was nuts. Her lyrics on that are crazy. Even some melodic moments on this record too, like the outro, and Protect My Energy, which I love. Personally, my favorite track. I've been returned to that one like a motherfucker. That's been the summer anthem. Amazing. I gotta check out more stuff from her. This is a great record. Modest Mouse, The Moon in Antarctica. Personally, my favorite album by them. Somebody told me that this was going to be my favorite record from them, and it was, for sure. I think it's just because of the more laid-back vocals and production that I somehow, can't really seem to get used to. They kind of dial back on this one. It's a lot more chill. Tracks like The Cold Part, Stars Are Projectors, they blow me away every time. I love the vibe behind these, and I think I've been trying to explore the deeper meanings behind this record way more than I've been trying to explore any other one from this year. Next is Ichiko Aoba with Luminescent Creatures. I am biased towards her in her sound. All right, I think objectively, I'm well aware that this album is not better than a lot of the ones that I've listed. I just can't get enough of her and this beautiful, serene sound. It's not on the same level as Windswept the Dan. I don't think it's trying to be though. I think she knows what the fuck she's doing here. I don't even really have a favorite track on here because whenever I listen to one, I end up listening to the whole fucking record. So, this is incredible. Next, I got Belle and Sebastian. If You're Feeling Sinister. All right, based on the album cover and the album title, this record is not what I thought it was going to sound like. There's so much jam-packed nostalgia in this and incredible performances that make me feel like I'm in high school again. As an aging 43-year-old man, I gotta say, that this record definitely strikes a chord that gets me pretty nostalgic. I don't know if this is a good place to start in her discography, although for me it was. But the trap-based glitch production, I don't know how the fuck she does it. She's kind of a scientist when it comes to this. I just don't understand how this record is banger after banger after banger, and the production on every track varies. Danny Brown delivers on his production. I think Dream Flasher might be top 10 song of the year, maybe even top 5. JR, incredible outro. Next is Cameron Winter with Heavy Metal. I think this record is actually currently aging to be a classic from the end of last year. I know Love Takes Miles is the one that everyone talks about, but for good reason. It's honestly historically good. I mean, I think we're unlocking a new level of music. He has such a distinct voice too, so I think he's gonna age so well in the industry. I'm super excited to see where he goes, not just in Geese, but in his solo career as well. Because to be honest, I think I like this one more than 3D Country, and it's relatable. I mean, tracks like $0. I mean, that's me. That's me. Check my bank account. I'll put it on screen right now. Fugazi, whatever. With 13 songs. This is like a compilation sort of thing. Album, I don't know. All I know is that it fucks. I love how noisy this record is. It starts off crazy with the intro, Waiting Room, and it closes perfectly with Promises, which is a fucking absolute hitter. Alright, everyone needs to hear that song immediately, especially the last minute of this record. It's beautiful. I love it. Next, at 22, I got Carissa's Weird, Songs About Leaving. This record does its job perfectly. This is an absolute fucking bummer. There was not many bigger bummers than this one on a record. It definitely opened my mind as well to how different slowcore can be. It's not just that kind of duster sound. There's a lot of beautiful moments on here. I love the switching between vocalists on here. It's nuts. Favorite track is either Ignorant Piece of Shit or Low Budget Soundtrack something. It's a long ass one. Next pick I have Pavement, Crooked Rain. Ever since I've heard this record, I've been wondering why the fuck did I start with Slanted and Enchanted, because this is the one. This is the one for me. To me, the best of what Slacker Rock have to offer so far, even though that there is a lot more chill moments on this record as well. Quite frankly, beautiful moments on this record as well, like on Gold Sounds. I cannot get over that track. Next I have Caretaker. Alright, Everywhere at the End of Time. This was like, I don't know. I listened to the record over the span of close to a year. Every stage, I think it definitely peaks at the beginning of stage 1 and the end of stage 6. That one moment at the end of stage 6 when everything is fucking chaotic and crazy after stage 5 and 4, and we just get an extreme moment of lucidity. That moment on the record, quite frankly, destroyed me. But even leading up to that point, the first 3 stages all kind of sounding very similar to each other, just disheveled sampling. It's like I'm living in the 1990s, right? And I just got diagnosed with dementia, so I'm looking back on the memories. I've been living in like the 40s and 50s, and to sample it in that way, to make it sound harrowing and haunting, I don't think that we're gonna be doing that for EXO Tour life. When I'm in my later years. Definitely a new fear unlocked after this record. My heart goes out to anyone who's suffering from Alzheimer's and later on dementia. If Quadeca was on a baseball field, he'd be playing every position. Director, producer, singer, songwriter. There's some production moments that drag out a little bit, but that's not even in my mind. I'm not even critiquing that. I think Casper is nuts. Is his best song. The lyrics on it are so meaningful, and the production towards the end of the movie and the record just gets so fucking crazy. Plus him going off in an ambient direction halfway through the record and then coming back to that hip-hop side that he used to always be on. My favorite song is probably Natural Causes, to be honest. I like that track a lot. Next is Unwound with Repetition. Surprise, surprise. This album is repetitive. Oh. I don't know why there's a wasp out at 6 o'clock. Bro's working fucking late hours trying to fuck up my video. Lady Elect might be one of my favorite songs of all time. No joke. Alright, next I got Freddie Gibbs, Alchemist, Alfredo 2. At the moment, I'm liking this one more than the first version of Alfredo. There's more tracks, there's more to it. I think the production is just as good. I don't know how they managed to come back and return with that consistent sound. My favorite track is personally Ensalada. Alright, Anderson .Paak on that hook is nuts. And I like other tracks like Shangri-La. I think Shangri-La is up there as one of his best, in my opinion. Such a consistent record from Freddie and The Alchemist. I don't know how they do it every time. This is just, it's unfair, honestly. Next, I got Beastie Boys, Paul's Boutique. All right, some of the best sample-based hip-hop that I've heard ever. I enjoy this one way more than I thought I was going to. I mean, the fact that it's just three dudes taking turns, bro. It's quite frankly the Abbey Road of hip-hop records, if I'm keeping it real, because of that medley towards the end, and also the fucking Beatles samples. How do you get the rights? You don't. That's how. The fact that copyright law is literally changed because of the way they use samples on this was fucking nuts. Sorry, I don't know if that's true, but I'm believing it is. My favorite track is actually a track from the medley, alright, A Year and a Day. That's great. Next, I got Clips, Let God Sort 'Em Out. This might be album of the year currently. I don't think it's a 10, alright? I don't even know where to start with talking about this record. I don't know if I should talk about how good Malice is on it. Pharrell's production is fucking... He's on another level here on tracks like Ace Trumpets, So Be It, Chains and Whips, Ibida, which is my favorite track personally off this. I definitely want to listen to Hell Hath No Fury after listening to this record. This is nuts. It's incredibly consistent from start to finish. I don't know if I like John Legend on the intro though. And plus Tyler the Creator is on it. Tyler the Creator does his thing too. What the fuck? Sign of the Times. All right, an hour and 20-minute double album monster. This requires multiple listens. In some ways, it is better than Purple Rain, although it does not have Purple Rain on it. We got to take that into account. I was not expecting the second disc to be stronger than the first one. Tracks like Adore, The Cross, I'll Never Be Like Your Boyfriend, what the fuck. Those tracks are peak Prince. You know, him vocally on this record is just, he's a monster. He's a demon on this, to be honest, and I will never be him, unfortunately. Paul continues to prove to me how much of a goated songwriter he is and vocalist. I think Linda's background vocals on this record are so beautiful, they're great. And the fact that a lot of the songs on the record are about her too just makes me even more sad. I like that we got to see more of that aggressive voice from Paul on Monkberry Moon Delight. I actually mainly put this album as high as it did because of the backseat of my car. That outro is fucking, it actually absolutely kills me every time. At 12 I got Soundgarden, Super Unknown. Rest in peace to Chris Cornell. This is one of the greatest grunge records I've ever heard. Vocally, he does things to me that I never thought would be possible. Gotta talk about the elephant in the room, Black Hole Sun. All right, wow. So many other highlights too, like Fell on Black Days, The Day I Tried to Live. I love this record mainly because of the ambient themes, but I feel like I don't have the right to even talk about it because it's a soundtrack. Like imagine if I critiqued a soundtrack for a movie that I haven't seen. It's like I haven't played the fucking game, so it's like I don't know. I can't, like, the songs that I think are bad, like, I might change my mind if I heard them in game. I don't know. But this album did blow me away. Ambient-wise, it's a dream, it's liminal, it's sad, it's melancholic, everything whilst being comforting at the same time. I don't know how it happens. Top 10, yay. At number 10, I got Natural Snow Buildings, The Winter Ray. Ambient, beautiful sounds, a lot of drone, post-rock shit going on here. Terrifying as well, incredibly haunting, like the little broadcast moments on the record. Any track that has Mount Weather in it getting skipped, unfortunately. A lot of beautiful, serene moments on this album as well. Mae Brussel might be my favorite guitar riff of the year so far that I've heard. It's nuts. A lot of the themes of political turmoil on this record from the past and present are stationed here. It's incredible. Really was not expecting, an ambient record to be this rich with so many different sounds. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. This band is underrated, and I feel like they gatekeep their own shit. I want to hear it more. Next is Dirt by Alice in Chains. Favorite track is probably Down in a Hole. Alright, I love that track. Legit fucking destroyed me. Rain When I Die as well. Vocally, this record is just on another level to me. I think it's on the same level as In Utero, if I'm keeping it real. I think it gets a little shaky halfway through, but it definitely finishes strong with Wood as well. But yeah, not a single riff on this record that doesn't fuck. Next is Justice with Cross. I don't think that this is better than a lot of the records I've listed on here objectively. I think I have a personal bias towards just dance music in general, that French house scene. Genesis, Dance, Stress. I think Stress might be my favorite song this year. It's up there. It's up there. It's so fucking good. It's so peak. It's nuts. Alright, next up I have Amy Winehouse with Back to Black. All right, her lyrics on this are so potent. Vocally, I understand now why we lost such a legend at a young age. Tears Dry on Their Own is such a great song, probably my favorite, if not that or Back to Black. This dude really fucked her up beyond repair. I can't believe this record sometimes, man. Sometimes I just sit there and I just think, wow. Next I have REM with Automatic for the People. Some of you might think that I'm placing this a little too high. I think I am too, but I don't know. I just love alt rock, man. I just love alt rock. The first track, Drive, has been driving me insane. It's on fucking repeat. I can't stop listening to it. Someone can help me. It's a problem. Someone can help me. That track, Man on the Moon, has been stuck in my head too. The chorus on that song is so great. I do think Night Swimming is a little overrated, to be honest, on the track list. But great. Everybody Hurts. All right, even though it has been memed 1,000 times, I think it's a great song. His vocal performances on here are amazing. I want to listen to this album with a beer. Can I get a beer, please? Can I get one beer with this record? Next I have Metallica with Ride the Lightning. This is the first thrash metal record I might have ever heard. Maybe. I don't know. For Whom the Bell Tolls, going into Fade to Black. A 2-track run, like back to back, like those 2 tracks with each other, it's fucked. It's fucked. It should be illegal. It should not happen. Gotta listen to Master of Puppets because the guitar work on this song, the drum work, everything is so electrifying on here. The B is right there. I'm gonna go over there. This is my first time getting introduced to the big beat genre. Smack My Bitch Up, I've been listening to on repeat. I think the synth sounds on here is what drives me crazy. I don't know who the vocalist is. I forgot his name. Forgive me, I just heard it. But I think if it was an American's accent on this record, I don't think it would hype me up as much. Firestarter is nuts too. I've been debating getting this hairstyle ever since I've heard this record. Next I have Songs by Adrienne Lenker at number 3. I am 0-3 against her. She continues to beat the fuck out of me every time I hear her vocals on a record. I've been meaning to listen to instrumentals as well. I think I might do that in my spare time. But this album just gets me. You can listen to this happy, you can listen to this sad, on the beach, crying, wherever you want. To me, this album does not have a time and place. It's any place. To Reverse, anything, those are probably my favorite tracks, but honestly, I love every song on here. Next I have an EP. Not really an EP. To me it's a record. To me it's so real. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They go 7 for 7. This is a fucking masterpiece. I knew from the first time I heard Rotten Apple that my life would never be the same ever again. I apologize to any car that drives in front of me when I have Don't Follow playing. This record just cuts so deep. I don't know what it is. I can't get over this record. Every time I listen to it, I listen to the whole thing. I've probably listened to this record from start to finish more than 20 times since I've started. Next, at number one, I got All Things Must Pass by George Harrison. This, in my opinion, is one of the greatest albums of all time. I think it does stand toe-to-toe with the best Beatles records. There isn't a single bad song on this record. Wah Wah is incredible. My Sweet Lord, and also Hear Me Lord as well. The outro is just as good as that song. George, vocally and songwriting wise, in my opinion, is just on another fucking level. Favorite track, not just on this album, but probably of the year so far, is probably Isn't It a Pity? The first version, the 7-minute one, I lose my mind every time I hear that song. I want to fucking die. I'll catch you later. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you for being here. If you want to like and subscribe, do your thing. If you don't want to, fuck you.